That
The
was the
SNL
best night.
yes, hanging out with you was the best, and we always have fun with you. There's nobody like Drew.
When turning 51, Drew Barrymore's moving words about her dear friend and co-star Adam Sandler left all of Hollywood stunned with regret. Behind the laughter on screen lies a life full of volatility and untold shadows belonging to the lonely clown named Adam Sandler. From an aimless child to a billion-dollar box office king, Adam's journey is a series of harsh turning points and peak conflicts with the mainstream art world. Right now, let us peel back the full truth about the life and secrets of this legend. The journey of the Jewish boy Adam Richard Sandler began with a fateful nudge in Manchester, New Hampshire, where his family moved when he was 5. As the youngest of 4 children born to electrical engineer Stanley and preschool teacher Judy Young, Adam only displayed talent as a class clown and local basketball player, having no direction toward becoming a professional comedian. The big turning point arrived in the summer of 1984 before his enrollment at New York University. During a visit to his brother Scott in Boston, Scott recognized his younger sibling's potential, adamantly registering and urging 17-year-old Adam to step onto the stage at an open mic night at a comedy club called Stitches. Even though that first performance went poorly and lacked laughter, the experience instantly ignited a passion, transforming a shy teenager into someone obsessed with conquering the stage. He once shared this fateful milestone with the New York Times. "My brother told me to do comedy when I was 17. I never thought about it before. He said I had talent and I believed him. If he didn't tell me to do that, I would never have thought it was a normal thing to do." The relationship between Adam and his father Stanley was incredibly deep, as Stanley coached his son's youth baseball teams and directly shaped his worldview, teaching him to put loyalty and family affection above all else in every situation. Stanley's fiery temper and humorous nature became the biggest inspiration for Adam to build the eccentric, explosive, and kind-hearted characters in his later films. He once confided about his father, "My father was hot-headed, and I inherited part of that personality, but my sense of humor developed to calm him down. The biggest thing he taught my family was, family is the most important no matter what. If a member needs you, you must be present and help them." The greatest tragedy of his life struck on his 37th birthday, September the 9th, 2003. Stanley Sandler passed away due to lung cancer after a long battle just before his landmark film 50 First Dates was released, and before he could witness his son's greatest heights of financial power in Hollywood.
Settle down. But one day, the unthinkable happened.
Blinded by the light.
The pain of losing his father in 2003, just before his ultimate triumph, created a profound scar, forever altering how Adam viewed life and loyalty. While his heart was filled with wounds, he faced his most painful television setback, setting the stage for an ambitious transformation as he decided to build an empire of his own regardless of criticism from the industry. An immortal empire. Stepping out of family grief, Adam faced one of his career's greatest challenges while a star of the legendary Saturday Night Live. Joining NBC's writing and acting team in 1990, he quickly created a craze with iconic characters and unique humorous songs like the Chinooka song. In the summer of 1995, a major shock occurred when the network suddenly fired both Adam and his close friend Chris Farley without official reason or warning. This humiliating incident initially seemed like an end to his rising career, but it instantly became the greatest turning point that pushed him into full-time filmmaking. Instead of collapsing under NBC's harsh decision, he rose to establish a private film company named Happy Madison Productions in 1999, combining the names of his first 2 commercially successful films, Billy Madison, 1995, and Happy Gilmore, 1996. Adam's film career then created one of the strangest and most controversial phenomena in Hollywood history, as observers dubbed him a critic-proof star, completely immune to the harsh criticism of professionals. While top world film critics repeatedly gave extremely low scores and criticized his films for being nonsensical and crude, the public responded in the opposite way by creating global box office fevers. The peak of this contradiction occurred in 2012 when the comedy Jack and Jill, in which he played dual lead roles, set a historical record at the Golden Raspberry Awards by sweeping all 10 of the most toxic categories, including Worst Picture and Worst Actor. Regardless of mockery from the Academy, his work still raked in hundreds of millions of US dollars from loyal fans, proving that public taste is entirely independent of academic reviews. Recognizing this undeniable commercial appeal, streaming giant Netflix made a historic move in 2014, signing an exclusive contract worth over $250 million with Adam to produce 4 original films for their platform. This deal was once ridiculed by critics as a wrong gamble, but actual system data showed that users spent billions of hours watching his films, forcing Netflix to continue renewing subsequent lucrative contracts in 2017 and 2020 with ever-increasing value. The industry's turning away could not stop the steps of the once-fired clown from rising into one of the most powerful financial forces in the digital streaming era. Sharing about his long-standing strained relationship with critics, Adam once confided to the New York Times, "I know many critics oppose what I do, but I do comedy to bring laughter to the audience. I never let those criticisms shake my original purpose when I stand before the lens." Absolute independence from the judgment of the Academy helped Adam build a distinct cinematic kingdom where he holds full power to decide the fate of million-dollar projects. It was amidst that solitude and steadfastness, before the axes of public opinion, that he found a soulmate ready to walk through life's ups and downs with him, creating one of the most iconic combinations on the big screen. A million-dollar soulmate, the cinematic destiny and the profound friendship spanning more than 3 decades between Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, originated from a bold, instinctive initiative taken by the actress herself during the mid-90s. At that pivotal time, Drew was grappling to transcend the rebellious, tumultuous past of a child star who had achieved overwhelming fame far too early in life. She harbored a deep yearning for a fresh start and a meaningful path within the realm of romantic cinema. Guided by an unwavering intuition that they were fated to be creative partners, she proactively reached out and orchestrated a direct face-to-face meeting with Adam. Their inaugural collaboration in the 1998 hit The Wedding Singer, followed by the enduring 2004 classic 50 First Dates, resulted in what many historians consider one of the most natural, authentic, and breathtaking on-screen chemistries in the entire history of Hollywood. Their connection resonated so deeply with audiences that it transcended mere professionalism. This bond has proven to be incredibly enduring and sustainable over the years. It is so powerful that Drew once openly declared to the international media that Adam stands as the solitary actor, possessing the unique strength and absolute unwavering trust required to persuade her to set aside her vows of retirement and return to the big screen. It is this rare, unbreakable synergy that has cemented their status as one of the most beloved and iconic duos to ever grace the silver screen. The actress once shared about this bond, "The moment I met Adam, I knew I wanted to work with him. I begged him, doing everything I could to get him to agree to co-star because I knew we had a strange bond and he completely changed my life." The sad truth hidden behind their relationship today is the cruelty of time, as both have reached middle age and are no longer in the peak era of youthful romantic films. Drew is now retired completely from major film projects to focus on motherhood and running her personal talk show, The Drew Barrymore Show, meaning it will be extremely difficult, perhaps impossible, for audiences to see them fall in love on screen again. When appearing together in late-night interviews or at awards ceremonies, both do not hesitate to shed tears when speaking about their life alignment, the responsibilities of being parents, and their shared fear of aging. The heartbreak here does not stem from a rift or scandal, but is the human sorrow of 2 soulmates silently watching each other past the other side of life's slope, where the brilliant memories of youth are now just nostalgic reels of the past. Adam also once confided emotionally about his greatest co-star, Drew, always brings the purest energy whenever we are together. We grew up together, faced the terrible pressures of Hollywood together, and seeing her grow be a mother and be an independent woman is my greatest pride. The pure affection, protection, and absolute respect that Drew holds for Adam are clear evidence that this man possesses a warm heart completely contrary to the rude or silly roles on screen. Behind the love of the public and close friends, Adam's private life and film company's operational method contain a rule of loyalty so extreme it has created not a few fiery controversies and mixed reactions in the cinematic capital. Extremist rules. One of the most debated and polarizing aspects of Adam Sandler's illustrious career remains his absolute, sometimes perceived as extreme, loyalty to his close circle of friends from his humble beginnings. Throughout more than 2 decades of managing his production house, Happy Madison Productions, Adam established an unwavering, unspoken rule: no matter the scale or scope of the project, he must secure key positions or supporting roles for his tight-knit group of peers from the Saturday Night Live era, including Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider, and Kevin James. Hollywood observers and industry analysts frequently level harsh critiques at this operational model. The Hollywood Reporter has often cited professional critics who argue that Sandler's films are not crafted to conquer the heights of artistic merit, but rather serve as meticulously funded projects designed to provide steady employment and finance luxurious vacations for his inner circle at exotic, expensive filming locations worldwide. This protective clan-like approach has led to repeated accusations that his productions lack creative innovation, endlessly recycle stale, predictable motifs, and foster a closed local cinematic ecosystem that remains largely impenetrable to fresh, emerging talent striving for a breakthrough. The zenith of the controversy regarding Adam Sandler's professional ethics and production choices exploded in 2015 surrounding the comedy The Ridiculous Six, which he starred in and produced for Netflix. The film was met with a fierce wave of public outrage when over a dozen extras and a cultural consultant of Native American heritage walked off the set in Santa Fe in a bold act of protest. They accused the production of harboring deep-seated, systemic racist tropes that brutally insulted the culture, religious beliefs, and the long-standing dignity of indigenous peoples. Specifically, female indigenous characters were assigned degrading and disparaging names, while sacred traditional rituals were reduced to cheap, offensive punchlines for the sake of lowbrow entertainment. Lauren Anthony, one of the indigenous actors participating in the project, declared to the press at the time, "We hoped for a comedy that practiced respect, but what they penned in the script was a direct insult to our ancestors and our dignity." When we spoke up to offer our input, they only replied, "If you find it too sensitive, just leave." This incident pushed Adam into the epicenter of a severe media crisis, as he faced intense accusations of tolerating discriminatory and outdated ideologies within the very heart of a Hollywood that was striving for equality and reform. Despite the mounting pressure and the vocal outrage from the public, Sandler maintained his signature stoic silence, leaving Netflix representatives to defend the project with the argument that the content consisted merely of exaggerated, harmless jokes within the framework of a lighthearted satirical work. He once addressed his filmmaking philosophy indirectly in an interview stating, "I always make films with the purpose of making my friends and audience laugh comfortably. I have no intention of attacking anyone, but I also will not change my style just to please those who already held prejudices against me from the start." This steadfast, almost conservative refusal to bend to accusations and boycotts from segments of the public transformed Adam into a deeply polarizing figure, a remarkably loyal friend, but a producer whose methods continuously sparked division. While many believed he would remain forever trapped in a cycle of controversy and panned comedies, Adam Sandler was quietly preparing a spectacular comeback that would eventually silence even his harshest detractors in the cinematic capital. A legend reborn. In 2019, the entire film world and the Hollywood Academy were shaken by the appearance of the dramatic thriller named Uncut Gems, directed by the Safdie brothers. Playing Howard Ratner, a Jewish jeweler addicted to high-stakes gambling in New York City's Diamond Center, Adam delivered a performance so breathless insane and excellent that all the critics who once hated him for decades had to tip their hats in admiration. This role shattered every 3-decade-old prejudice that he was just a guy who knew how to act in cheap comedies, proving to the world his masterclass dramatic acting ability by fully portraying the deadlock greed, extreme panic, and tragic end of the character. The fact that he was unfairly ignored by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in the official nomination list for that year's Oscar even caused a massive wave of outrage among the public, professional filmmakers, and international media, which only increased the legendary quality of the role. Before the film was officially released, Adam once half-jokingly, half-seriously declared, with arrogance while participating in journalist Howard Stern's radio show, "If I don't get an Oscar nomination this time, I will come back and deliberately make a film so terrible that you all have to pay for it. I will find the worst scripts to torture the critics." The highest and most prestigious recognition for Adam's relentless contributions finally arrived on March 19, 2023, when he was officially awarded the prestigious Mark Twain Prize for American Humor at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington. This is the highest title considered a Lifetime Achievement Award of the American comedy industry, recognizing his deep influence and irreplaceable contributions to pop culture over the past several decades. At this solemn honoring ceremony, many longtime close friends from Saturday Night Live and top A-list Hollywood stars stood up to praise not only his innate talent, but also his kind personality and generosity behind the camera. Standing on the podium to receive the prestigious award, Adam emotionally thanked those who protected him before the axes of public opinion. When looking at this award, I don't think about the praise. I remember the friends who helped me overcome difficulties, the family who always endured me and my father, the one who always believed in me from the first days I stepped onto the stage. Currently in middle age, Adam possesses an incredibly full and complete life, with his longtime wife, Jackie Tatone, and 2 daughters, Sadie and Sunny, in a marriage lasting over 20 years without a single scandal. An extremely rare thing in a cinematic capital full of temptations. He is completely healthy, continuing to hold his position as the dominant force sweeping global streaming charts on the Netflix platform through his production company, while simultaneously continuously performing sold-out stand-up comedy tours across large stadiums in America. Persistence in sticking to a distinct style regardless of all criticism has turned him into an immortal symbol of self-reliance in the modern entertainment industry. Now, he is pouring all his strength and heart into preparing for the most anticipated sequel by fans named Happy Gilmore 2, a work promising to recreate his golden era. Adam's journey from a 17-year-old boy pushed onto the stage by his brother to a living legend of world cinema is an invaluable documentary about willpower, steadfastness, and absolute loyalty to his original ideals. He never changed himself or lowered himself to please the Artistic Academy, but through his persistence, he made the world change its perspective, accept, adapt, and finally honor the most original, truthful values of himself. The story of Adam Sandler is not just a chapter about a career, but also a lesson on how to maintain one stance amidst the storms of stardom. If you are inspired by the resilient spirit and the deeply human shadows in the life of this talented actor, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video with friends, and subscribe to the channel today so you don't miss the next attractive cinematic journeys.